Hey, hello. Welcome to Students Learning Center. This is the second part of the chapter Organisms of Class 6th, Chapter 9. Now, previous part 1 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ನೋಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ಸ್, ಹ್ಯಾಬಿಟ್ಯಾಟ್, ಅಡ್ಯಾಪ್ಟೇಷನ್ಸ್, ಅಕ್ವಾಟಿಕ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಟೆರೆಸ್ಟ್ರಿಯಲ್ ಅನಿಮಲ್ಸ್, ಬಯೋಟಿಕ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಎಬಯೋಟಿಕ್ ಕಾಂಪೊನೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್, ದ ಜರ್ನಿ ಥ್ರೂ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಬಿಟ್ಯಾಟ್ಸ್. Some terrestrial habitats, deserts. Deserts animals like rats and snakes which do not have a long legs that the camels has live in burrows. Now snakes has no legs at all. Rat ತುಂಬ ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಲೆಗ್ಗು, ಬಟ್ ವೈರಲ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾಮಲ್ಸ್ ತುಂಬ ಉದ್ದ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಕ್ಯಾಮಲ್ಸ್, ಹಾರ್ಸಸ್ ಲೆಗ್ ತುಂಬ ಉದ್ದ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ವಾ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅನ್ ಅಡ್ಯಾಪ್ಟೇಷನ್, ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಅಡ್ಯಾಪ್ಟೇಷನ್. ಯಾವ ಎನ್ವೈರನ್ಮೆಂಟಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಬದುಕ್ತೀವೋ ಆ ಎನ್ವೈರನ್ಮೆಂಟಿಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಬಾಡಿ ಅದಾಗಿ ಅಡ್ಯಾಪ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅನ್ ಅಡ್ಯಾಪ್ಟೇಷನ್. Then deserts plants lose very little water through transpiration. Transpiration is nothing but the removal of water from plants. The leaves in desert plants are either absent, very small, or they are present in the shape of spines. This helps in reducing loss of water from leaves through transpiration. The leaf-like structures in a cactus. Cactus is an example of a plant that grows only in desert. Photosynthesis in these plants is usually carried out by the stems. Look at the adaptations of the plants that are grown in deserts. Typical example is a cactus plant. A small surface area minimizes evaporation. Evaporation, that is nothing but the transpiration. ಎಷ್ಟಾಗುತ್ತೋ ಅಷ್ಟು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗಬೇಕು. Spines, instead of leaves ಬದಲು spines ಇರುತ್ತೆ. Stems that can store water. ಅದನ್ನ ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ, the water will be present there. Yes, desert animals in burrows. We say rats, snakes, they just live in burrow. ಒಂಥರ ಹೋಲ್ ಥರ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಡೆಸರ್ಟ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಒಂದು ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರೀಮ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, that is just like the home. The stem also covered with a thick waxy layer which helps to retain water. Most desert plants have roots that go very deep into the soil for absorbing water. Root ತುಂಬ ಆಳ ಇರುತ್ತೆ for absorption of water. Mountain regions. These habitats are normally very cold and windy. In some areas, snowfall may take place in winter. Mountain regions ಅಲ್ಲಿ trees are normally cone shaped and have sloping branches. Slope ಥರ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಜಾರ್ಬೆಂಡೆ ಅಂತೀವಲ್ಲ, typical example ಕೊಟ್ಟೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ನಾನು. The leaves of some of these trees are needle like. This helps in rainwater and snow to slide off easily. ಜಾರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಂಗಿರಬೇಕು, ಸ್ಲೈಡ್ ಆಫ್. ಹಾಗೆ ಇದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಸೆಟ್ಲ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ the plants may not able to use the leaves properly. It's a site of photosynthesis alva, leaves. So they may have different kind of adaptation to survive on the mountains. Just see an example of plants here in the mountains. Leaves are small and tough, so that likely to be damaged by snow or hail. ತುಂಬ ಚಿಕ್ಕದಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಲೈಟ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. They have tough covered seeds that can survive cold. ಹೌದಲ್ಲ, ಕೋಲ್ಡ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. Seed has to get protected. ನಮ್ಮ ಬಾಡಿಗೆ ಕೋಲ್ಡ್ ಆದ್ರಾಗ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ನಾವು, ವಿ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಟೇಕ್ ದಿ ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಷನ್. ಕೋಟ್ ಹಚ್ಕೊತೀವಿ, ಬೆಡ್ಶೀಟ್ ಹಚ್ಕೊತೀವಿ. Similarly, the seeds have been provided with the natural coat. So to survive the cold, roots grow deep so it can cope with the strong winds. ಜೋರು ಗಾಳಿ ಬರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಮೌಂಟೇನ್ ರೀಜನ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ, ಮರ ಬೀಳಬಾರ್ದಂದ್ರೆ ದ ರೂಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಸೋ ಮಚ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್ ಆಗಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ತುಂಬ ಆಳವಾಗಿ ಹೋಗಿರಬೇಕು. ಟ್ರೀಸ್ ಗ್ರೋ ಟ್ರಯಾಂಗ್ಯುಲರ್ ಇನ್ ಶೇಪ್ ಸೊ ಸ್ನೋ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಫಾಲ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಇಟ್. ಪ್ರೀವಿಯಸ್ ಸ್ಲೈಡಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿದಂಗೆ ಆ ಸ್ಲೋಪ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಟ್ರೀಸ್. ದಿಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ದಿ ಲೀವ್ಸ್. ವಿ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಸಿ ದ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಝೂಮ್ ಇಟ್. ವಿ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಲುಕ್ ಆಟ್ ದಿ ಟ್ರೀಸ್ ಹಿಯರ್. ಸ್ಲೋಪಿ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಎಲೆಗಳು ತುಂಬ ಚಿಕ್ಕದಿದೆ, ತುಂಬ ಉದ್ದ ಇದೆ. ಇಟ್ಸ್ an example. Animals live in the mountain regions are also adaptation to the conditions there. They have thick skin or fur to protect them from the cold. ದಪ್ಪ ಚರ್ಮ. If you see, it is an example of yak ಥರ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಇದು ಒಂಥರ ಅನಿಮಲ್, ಇದು covered with full of hairs for the adaptation in the cold region. Animals live in the mountains are also adapted to the conditions there. They have thick skin or fur to protect from the cold. Grasslands. The trees grow large leaves to absorb the most possible light during the growing season. Grasslands ಅಲ್ಲಿ these plants have to survive in the cold as well as dry weather conditions. Grasslands animals can be found in all the continents except Antarctica. Of course, ನೆಲನೇ ಇಲ್ಲ, very full of ice covered ಅಲ್ವಾ, so no grasses can be grown there. Grasslands features a unique and diverse climate which provides a home for some of the most strange and distinct animals. Adaptations of animals and plant animals. One of the most striking physical adaptation of grasslands animals is the modification of their set of teeth. ಗ್ರಾಸ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಡಲ್ಲಿ ಡೈವರ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ಗಾನಿಸಮ್ಸ್ ಬೆಳೆಯೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಕಾರ್ನಿವರಸ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಹರ್ಬಿವರಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಎಕ್ಸೆಟ್ರಾ. ದೇ ಆರ್ ಸಮ್ ಟಿಪಿಕಲ್ ಟೈಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಆನಿಮಲ್ಸ್. Teeth adaptation. Animals in the grasslands. Do you know over 40% of the animals in the grasslands are mammals? What are the mammals? Mammals are animals that give birth to their young ones. So it's a mammals. Example: bison, antelope, prairie dogs. Even humans are also a mammals. Wolves, lion, giraffe, zebras, baboons, elephant, rhinoceros, gazelles, etc. Even dog is a mammal also. Which adaptations help grassland plants to survive? Deep roots that work like a sponge. Deep roots can survive fires, only grow leaves during wet season. Fire resistant bark, thick trunk to store water. Adaptations nodi, one the environment in the environment ige. Fire may burn the grass above the soil, but the deep roots are not harmed. This means grass can grow back quickly after a fire. Yes, baobab tree have a bark that resists fire. This is a tree that can resist a fire. The name is baobab. Then aquatic habitats. Oceans, like fish, are adapted to live in a sea. Sea animals have streamlined bodies to help them move easily in water. There are some sea animals like squids. Squids is nothing but just like octopus tarane irutte, but is a squid. And octopus which do not have this stream-like shape. Octopus streamline shape idya illa. They stay deeper in the ocean near the seabed and catch any prey that moves towards them. These animals have gills to help them use oxygen dissolved in water. There are some sea animals like dolphins and whales that do not have gills. Gills illa adike something called as blowhole antide nodi. This figure. Through them they just adr moolaka they just respire using a dissolved oxygen. They breathe in air, no nostrils or blowholes, through nostrils or blowholes that are located on the upper parts of their head. Breathe in air, nam taran air ige bandu usradta hogutte with the help of blowholes. These allows them to breathe in air when they swim near the surface of the water. Can stay inside the water for a long time without breathing. Without breathing irutte. Landing bandu andre melgade bandu it can also breathe through the blowholes. Ponds and lakes. Plants have their roots fixed in a soil below the water. In terrestrial plants, roots have important role in the absorption of nutrients and water from the soil. Aquatic plants' roots are much reduced in size and their main function is to hold the plant in place. The stems of these plants are long, hollow and light. ನೀರೊಳಗಿರೋ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೀಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. The stems grow up to the surface of water while the leaves and flowers float on the surface of water. Some aquatic plants are totally submerged in water. All parts of such plants grow under the water. Yes. Some of these plants have narrow and thin ribbon-like leaves. These can bend in the flowing water. Cut agadilla, it just bend agate. Look at an example of some aquatic plants float on water. Some have their roots fixed in the soil at the bottom. Some aquatic plants are completely submerged in water. Some plants have been completely under the water. Some plants are partially inside and outside. Some roots have not at all in the sea but on the water itself. Typical examples. Mammals of the sea. Seals, walrus, whales, dolphin and porpoises. Mammals live on the land and sea, in the air and under the ground. All mammals from the bats to whales share a number of important traits that make them different from other animals. Mammals are warm-blooded. They have fur or hair and most mammals give birth to the live young. Humans are also example for mammal. These are all aquatic mammal. ನೀರಲ್ಲಿರೋ mammals ಇವೆಲ್ಲ. Living things around us. Living things. Trees, creepers, ಬಳ್ಳಿಗಳು ಅಂತೀವಲ್ಲ, that one. Small and the big animals, birds, snakes, insects, rocks, soil, water, air, dry leaves, dead animals, mushrooms, and mass may be only some of the objects. Non-living. Objects like chair or table in our homes, we know they are not alive. These are called as, of course, non-living. Do all living things respire? Breathing is a part of process called respiration. The oxygen of the air we breathe is usually by the living body breathe out of the carbon dioxide produced in this process. Respiration is necessary for all living organisms. It is through respiration that the body finally obtains energy from the food it takes. Some animals may have different mechanisms for the exchange of gases, which is a part of the respiration process. For example, earthworms breathe through their skin. Fish have gills for using oxygen dissolved in water. The gills absorb oxygen from the air dissolved in water. These are examples of breathing, that is of the process of respiration. Plants. Exchange of gases in plants mainly takes place through their leaves. The gas take in the air through the tiny pores of them and use the oxygen to give out carbon dioxide in the air. In sunlight, plants use carbon dioxide of air to produce their own food and give out oxygen. Plants produce their food only during the daytime, whereas respiration in them takes place day and night. Respiration day and night, but they produce food only during the daytime because of the sunlight. The amount of oxygen released in the process of food preparation by plants is much more than the oxygen they use in respiration. Yes. Photosynthesis versus cellular respiration. What do you mean by that? Photosynthesis is the preparation of food using sunlight and oxygen that is present in the air and leaving out carbon, taking carbon dioxide and leaving out the oxygen. Cellular respiration. ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಡೈಆಕ್ಸೈಡ್ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಬಿಟ್ಟರೆ ಸೆಲ್ಯುಲರ್ ರೆಸ್ಪಿರೇಷನ್. ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಡೈಆಕ್ಸೈಡ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಬಿಟ್ಟರೆ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಫೋಟೋಸಿಂಥಸಿಸ್. ಇಫ್ ಯು ಸಿ ಹಿಯರ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಫೋಟೋಸಿಂಥಸಿಸಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಡೈಆಕ್ಸೈಡ್ ಇಸ್ ಟೇಕನ್, ಸನ್ಲೈಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಟೇಕನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ನ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಬಿಡ್ತಿದ್ವಿ, ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಶುಗರ್. ಇನ್ ಸೆಲ್ಯುಲರ್ ರೆಸ್ಪಿರೇಷನ್ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಡೇ ಟೈಮ್, ನೈಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ತಗೊಂಡು ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಡೈಆಕ್ಸೈಡು ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ, ವಿತ್ ದ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಶುಗರ್ನು ಹೊರಗಡೆ ತಗೊಳುತ್ತೆ. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಸೆಲ್ಯುಲರ್ ರೆಸ್ಪಿರೇಷನ್. It is day and night time. Do all living beings respond to stimuli? As this topic shall be discussed in the third part of this chapter. If you have any doubts, you can post it in a comment box, and don't forget about our NTSE classes that we have a separate set of videos in the channel. Thank you.